All right, what is going on, everybody on YouTube, everyone in the Zoom room? I appreciate you guys being here for Tactical Thursday, and happy Halloween. It is October 31st. If you are just joining us over on YouTube, please take a moment and gently smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. A little bit for my ego as well, but it helps this video get seen and it makes me want to make some more videos. So yes, please gently smash that like button. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everybody had a lovely Halloween and trick-or-treating and all that stuff. This evening, we are going to be doing some tactical arbitrage reverse wholesale sourcing. And then we've also got Q&A as well. So if you guys have questions anytime, make sure to drop them drop them in the chat and I will answer them. Scott, thank you. I wearing my assistant to the regional manager shirt this evening. I am a big The Office fan. I got a couple of compliments while people were trick or treating. Hey, Eknon, how's it going? Rita, it's Pat, the reseller. How's it going, guys, over on YouTube? Of course, like we do every week, we've got giveaways. We're going no leads this week. The guys at OA Cheddar are knee deep in their Q4 group, so I haven't even bothered them about leads. But we do have some. We've got bags, some poly bags from iLoveSupplies.com. He just sent me his new size of poly bags. I just opened them today, and they're really nice. I haven't even had the chance to like fully open them and look at the new size. We're going to be giving away a couple of tactical arbitrage shirts and a couple of IP alerts. And actually, you know what? Before we get rolling, let me drop the link so that everybody can sign up, and we will do the wheel of names. Let's see here. Drop this here. There we go. You just have to drop your name in there. Brian, what's going on over on YouTube? Dad's Vintage Garage, what's going on? If you guys want to get in on the giveaway action, there is a link for you. Just drop your name in there, and then we'll do the wheel of name giveaway. Excuse me. Do the wheel of names giveaway at the end here. I can see some names are popping in already. Iknon, I don't know if they're going to be opening up another list or not. They are always at capacity, so if they have the bandwidth, I could probably tell them that they probably should. I know that it probably won't be during Q4 because they are super busy. And James, thank you for the reminder. I did promise that tonight we would give away, since I don't have leads, we'd be giving away one spot in Tactical Arbitrage Academy. So 2 IP alerts, 2 TA shirts, 3 people are going to get poly bags from iLoveSupplies.com. And then, of course, 1 person's going to win a free spot in Tactical Arbitrage Academy. So let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Like I said, we're going to talk some reverse wholesale sourcing, and then we've got some folks who had some questions about extensions and so on, and we will go over those as well. And then, of course, any other questions also. So let's get into, let me make sure I've got all the chats pulled up so I don't miss anything. Let's see here. Q&A. There we go. Frank the Tank is in the house. All right, we got a full house tonight. That's great. Okay, so when we do reverse wholesale sourcing, the very first thing, there are going to be 2 things that you need to do right up front. The first one is in your settings inside of Tactical Arbitrage. You need to go to the searching and then the price adjustments. Okay, and we're going to use what we call keystone pricing, or what is commonly called keystone pricing. So we're going to use this virtual source price. And what this does is when there is no source price, it's going to show a virtual source price at this percentage of the buy box. So when people are using Keystone pricing to see if something might be profitable, they're typically figuring that they can get it for 50% of what it's currently selling for. Okay, they'll be able to source it at about 50% of the price. Okay, so something is selling for $100, they figure they're going to be able to source it for 50, and of course there's going to be your Amazon fees, and the rest will be profit. Okay, so that's what I typically am going to use when I do reverse wholesale sourcing. And you need to set that up in the settings under searching, under the searching tab, in the price adjustments, under the virtual source price. Now, you can set that to whatever you want. If you think that you're going to be able to source from a brand owner or a wholesaler at 30% of the price or 40% of the price or 70% of the price, set that at whatever you want. But I use 50%. Okay. And then once you do that, always make sure to go down and hit the orange save button. Okay. I'm not going to, I've set it up. I'm not going to hit the save button because then it'll show you my keys, and I don't want to show you those. So that's as easy as you need to do that. Okay. We're going to close that down. And then in wholesale, I've had this running. See, I've got 44,000 ASINs I grabbed earlier today. And it's gone through 13,000 of them. And then it's filtered that down to 1,560 based on the filters that I put in. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to talk about how to create these ASIN lists. Okay. Because I'm not just going to, I don't want to go out and just say, hey, I want to see every single toy in the catalog. It's just not going to work that way. We want to kind of think strategically ahead of time so that we're actually finding some items that are probably going to be more likely for us to be able to get an account with a brand owner or a wholesaler. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Amazon. And if you don't have it already, you're going to want to have Storefront Stalker Pro. Okay. Storefront Stalker Pro is a program that it's an extension. Okay. And it allows you to grab ASINs from Amazon. All right. Now, I have an affiliate link. I also have a discount code. And I'm going to drop those because you guys are going to want to have this, and I'll show you why. Let me drop that here. And the code is drop25. Okay. That'll take 25 bucks off of the cost of Storefront Stalker Pro. Code drop25. Okay. It's going to take 25 bucks off the cost of Storefront Stalker Pro. And here's what we're going to do. So when I'm in here sourcing, we are going to go and find some categories. And a lot of people will be like, oh, you know what? I want grocery, or because it's replenishable, or I want health and beauty because it's replenishable. But I would suggest that you think outside of those. Okay. So in this example, I'm going to do sports and outdoors. All right. And then we're going to go a little bit deeper because there's way too many ASINs in sports and outdoors. So we're actually going to go to, excuse me, camping and hiking. And this is going to take us to the camping and hiking category. Now, in the camping and hiking category, that you're going to have this, you're not going to have any ASINs to see. So we're going to go a little bit deeper. Sorry, let me put my phone on silent. We're going to go a little bit deeper here, and we are going to go down to, what did I choose earlier? I can't remember what I chose earlier. I think maybe it was camp kitchen. Or no, it was sleeping bags and camp bedding, I think. So we're going to go to sleeping bags and camp bedding. And then from here, we've got a whole bunch of other. Yeah, today's, sorry, yes, today's session is about wholesale. Absolutely. Reverse wholesale sourcing. So from here, we have a bunch of items, okay? And you're not going to be able to grab all of these with Storefront Stalker Pro. But what we're going to do is I'm going to say that I want to see items that are $20 and above with the filter on Amazon. Okay, so I'm going to hit go there. And then just to make sure that I'm not buying, actually, that's not what I did. What did I do? I did camping and hiking. That's what I did. Sorry, let me go back to where I was earlier today. So I did camping and hiking earlier today. That's going to give me 40,000. Nope, that's wrong too. I did outdoor recreation. Sorry, it's been a day. So outdoor recreation. I want to do $20 and above. All right, so we can see that's got over 40,000 results. And then the other thing I want to do is I'm going to do 3 stars and above. And the reason I'm going to do 3 stars and above is because I want to make sure that that I have items that are less likely to be returned. Okay, I don't necessarily want to go and have a bunch of 1-star items where I'm getting a ton of returns on them. All right, so now we can see we've got over 40,000 items here. We're not going to be able to grab all of these in one swoop, so we're actually going to start opening up these subcategories. So we've got outdoor clothing, we've got camping and hiking, we've got climbing, open link in new tab. Okay, and as we open these up, we're going to see, and sorry, it's going to go a little slow since I'm recording. Anyway, as we open these up, we're going to see that it keeps the filters. Okay, so it's got that $20 and above, it's got the 3 stars and up, it's got that on all of them. But now we're out into this outdoor clothing, and we've got over 10,000 ASINs here. So we've got about 400 pages. We could go a little bit deeper. We could go into just men's and women's and boys and girls, and we'd be able to grab all these ASINs. But I'm going to go ahead and just grab this one. And then over here, we've got how many ASINs here? Over 30,000 ASINs here. And let's see how many pages. We've got 400 pages there. So we could go a little bit deeper into here. And actually, that's what I did. I went a little deeper in here. So I went backpacks, bags, and accessories, tents and shelters, sleeping bags and camp bedding. And I opened all of these up, okay? And it keeps those filters all the time when we open those up. And you just open it, in case you don't know, just right-clicking on it, open link in new tab. And once we do this, we actually get it to an area where we can grab it with Storefront Stalker Pro, okay? As soon as it loads, that is. Okay, so here's the tents. We've got over 2,000 results. Now, from this page here, we can right-click and click Storefront Stalker Pro, click all ASIN from this seller page, and we're going to grab 84 pages worth of ASINs here. And then on this page, we're going to get another over 2,000 results, and we're going to grab all ASIN from this seller / page. Now I did this with, let me see how many I did earlier today. I pulled 14 of these earlier today. Okay. And when I did that, I've got like 44,000 ASINs for Tactical Arbitrage to go through. Now, once these are finished, what we want to do is we actually want to merge these. And the reason we want to merge these is because we're putting them into Tactical Arbitrage. Okay. Sorry, bear with me 1 second, guys. Let's see here. So we're going to take these ASINs and we're going to merge them. Okay. Now we have to save them first, of course. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call this, and we actually want to save this in a TA. All right. So I'm going to call this camping 1, save it as TA. And then we're going to go over to the second one and we're going to save it as TA, and we're going to call it camping 2. Save that. save there. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can close these up. And we're going to go to a site that is called Merge. Sorry, wife passed me a note, and I'm trying to take care of that as well as do this for you guys. So once we're on merge-csv.com, we're going to select the CSV files. Okay. And I'm going to grab the camping CSV files that we just made. Oops, camping 1, camping 2. We're going to open those and we're going to merge these into one. Okay. And this is nice and easy to do. You hit merge CSV and then you download it, and then you need to clean it up a little bit because the first 3 rows need to be removed. Okay. You just need to remove the first 3 rows because they're extraneous information that this particular website adds in. Okay. And there we go. Once you have that, you're going to have a nice little CSV file that is ready to be uploaded into the wholesale search area. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Frank, Storefront Stalker Pro is amazing. It's my most used tool, I would imagine. Now, what I'm going to do in the wholesale search is, now that we've got all of these ASINs, okay, we've gone into some subcategories. Camping and hiking is an interesting one because it's a hobby. So like groceries are great, okay, but people are price sensitive there. However, when it comes to hobbies or business, people seem to be less price sensitive. You know, if I'm really into hiking and I know that, you know, a good pair of boots is going to cost me $250, I'm probably going to be willing to pay for it. Or if I am into climbing, I know that what are those things called? You know, the carabiners and the figure eights and the harnesses and all those things, they cost money. And I'm not going to necessarily cheap out because I don't want to die while I'm hanging off the side of a cliff. So some of these things can be a little bit more expensive. They may be really good products to be able to wholesale and then sell on Amazon. So you kind of want to think outside the box. Don't just think grocery. Don't just think toys. You know, look at arts and crafts and automotive and all these other different places where you can find products where maybe 1 or 2 or 5% of the population is into that. And it's enough to be able to have enough product to sell. Okay, because plenty of people are buying it. Bicycling would be a really great little niche to look into. People who are into cycling, especially long distance cycling. I recently sold a pair of cycling shoes for over $200. Yeah, people spend tons of money on their hobbies. So now that we have that CSV file, what we're going to do in the wholesale search is we want to set this up just right. And I have my cache set to 10 days. I'm actually going to start a new search here. So I have my cache set to 10 days. I'm not going to do a cache only search. You don't need to worry about UPC sites and products only. You can leave on the also check UPC products for image matches, but it's not really going to matter for this. We are going to import a manifest, okay? And I've created a source. Now, typically you could add a source. I call this wholesale reverse sourcing, okay? And once I added it in there, I actually have it down here as well. So wholesale reverse sourcing, all right? Delete this out of here. So I've selected wholesale reverse sourcing, and now we need to upload a new file, okay? So I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna choose the file, and earlier I created this camping and hiking file. All it is ASINS. That's all it is 44,000 some ASINs, okay? It's gonna pull up the UPC, gonna pull up the ASIN here, and we're gonna upload this, and it's gonna take a moment to upload and import into Tactical Arbitrage. Frank says you get your figure eights from the dollar store. I hope you're joking, man. I am not in climbing shape any longer, but I did it a little bit in high school. We did a lot more rappelling than climbing. All right, so we've imported that file, okay? All you need is the ASINS in there. We see we got this camping and hiking. And then we're gonna go set up our filters. Now, we don't need to do any source price adjustments because there are no prices in our file. It's going to mark all the prices down 50%. We're using that keystone pricing or whatever you might wanna set it up in your settings like we did earlier, okay? In the remove sections, in the remove section, I have this set up to remove if estimated sales is less than 5 per month. Now you could go higher if you wanted to. I wanted to kind of keep a broad scope, all right, and kind of see more items, and then I can always get rid of them later on. Okay. I also want to remove if the number of sellers is less than 3. Now the reason I want to do this is if it's just 1 or 2, it's very possible that it's a private label brand. Okay, it's probably going to be a fair amount of private labels in the camping and hiking section. You know, people who private label boots and sleeping pads and jackets and all kinds of things. Okay, so if there's 1 or 2, it's very possible that it's just a brand or a PL owner. Maybe it's a maybe Amazon is on the listing with them, or Amazon. What's that called? I don't know, where it's damaged. You know, Amazon's selling it, or maybe they have a wholesaler or 2 that buys from them. Okay, but 3 is typically going to be where you're going to be okay. All right, you're going to have 3 people there, 3 sellers, so they're probably getting it from somewhere, whether that's RA or actually wholesale. It doesn't matter as long as we can see that there are 3 sellers. Okay. I'm not going to worry about if there's 50 sellers or 100 sellers. I'm not going to worry about that part. Just want to make sure there's 3. I'm not going to worry about anything else in here for right now because we're just trying to find some leads is all we're trying to do. I'm not going to worry about source titles. Excuse me. I do have my costs in here because if I can get it for 50%, but maybe the Amazon fees are really high, and then I've got my prep costs in there and my cost to ship things into Amazon. Maybe some things that are heavy or whatever may not work out once my fees come into play. So I have those figured out. Okay. Profit and ROI, I also set it really wide. I set it for $1 and then 10% here. And the reason I did this is because, again, I want to see more. And then as I kind of go through it, I can say, okay, well, this isn't something for me, or this is, because there's, we're just finding leads. We're not actually looking for 100% products we're going to sell. We just want to look for brands that we can reach out to. Plus, we're going to have the opportunity to maybe negotiate a little bit, maybe get free shipping or negotiate the price down, whatever it may be. Now, in the other filters, I am making sure that my also show reverse search results of more sources is turned off. I do not want these turned on because I'm not doing any OA right now. I'm just looking for leads. Okay. But I am going to show also show Amazon out of stock results. And I'm probably not going to get a lot of these because I also have the 3 sellers or more. But just in case one pops through, I want to see those, because if something is out of stock and I can find a brand to buy it from or a wholesaler to buy it from, then of course I'd love to be the only seller. All right. Now, once we have those set up, we're going to click the search button. And I've already done this here. What's the usage warning? Oh, the usage warning. If you're showing only Amazon out of stock results, this means that you're only going to see items that are out of stock on Amazon. And it's very possible when you do that, that there actually could be a better listing. So say, for example, you've got this Bic pen here, okay? And you only show the Amazon out of stock results. Well, there's probably a listing where this Bic pen is out of stock, but there's another listing where it's actually selling really, really well. And if you have this show only Amazon out of stock results turned on, you're going to miss the listing where the Big Pen is selling well, and only see the one where it's out of stock. Okay. So I can't remember, it's been there for so long, I don't remember the reasoning behind putting it in there, but it's something I would not suggest using. I would suggest using the also show Amazon out of stock, but you don't want to see only Amazon out of stock results. All right, so we've talked about that. We've hit the search button. Let's see, John says, could you put the keystone percent in the filters versus the settings? You could do a source price adjustment if you wanted to. You could do 50% or 20% or whatever you want to. Yes. I just like to put it in the settings because it's nice and easy there. All right. Hey, Erwin, what's going on? Okay, so once we got that search set up, we're now going to go look at some of our results. Okay. And I've let this run for, I think I set this up around 5 o'clock or so. So it's been running for about 3.5 hours. It's gone through a little over 13,000 items, and I've got 1,560 in here. Okay. Now I'm only showing 1,045. And the reason is I went into the filter manager, and if we go down to, what did I turn on here? The buy box. What I did is I removed AMZ and I only left the FBA and the VFBA. Okay. And I applied those. And then let's see, that was it. So anything where Amazon had the buy box, I got rid of those and I hit apply. So that's hiding about 500 of them for me. Okay. Then we come over here, and I filtered this, or I sorted this to Amazon sells and in stock, and I put it lowest to highest, which in this case means that there's going to be no data, and then we're going to scroll down a little bit and there's going to be data. Okay. Adrian, yes, there are videos on how to use Storefront Stalker Pro. I've got an entire playlist, and if you shoot me a message or a reminder or an email or whatever, I can get you a link to the playlist because I think it's private for some reason, which I should probably fix. So we've got all these products here, and what we're going to see is we're going to see the price at $98.77. We can see that that is half of the buy box price. Okay, $98.77, half the buy box price because we're doing that keystone pricing. It's got my adjusted price in here for my cost to ship into Amazon, my prep cost, and all of that. And then we scroll over. We can see the number of sellers is 28. Competitive FBA sellers, it's showing 0. The potential monthly profit of 2,418. All right. Shows me the sales rank, Amazon return after fees, and my gross profit and my gross ROI. Okay. So 49 bucks profit if I could get this at 50%, and I could actually get an account with Coleman. Okay. But what we want to do is we want to find like a real world example. So we're going to go through here and we're going to just look at some items. This looks like Amazon is on it quite a bit, so I'm going to pass that over. We can see here that Amazon is on this quite a bit, so I'm going to pass this one over as well. We've got a sports SUV blue-gray tent. I'm going to open this one up. All right, let that load. Amazon's on this angle. This Richie, I kind of want to see it sell a little bit more than that if I'm actually going to get a wholesale account. So I'm going to pass over that. We've got Tommy Bahama there. Klein Tools, Orca, Amazon's on that. Out Sunny. Let's keep going here. There was one I found earlier that I liked, and we're actually gonna go take a look and find it here. So we can see Amazon here. What I'm doing is I want to go through and I want to find some items where they look interesting to me. They look like something that I might want to get a wholesale account for. Okay. So we scroll through here, Amazon cot. Let's see, find some things that sell a little bit fast. Here we go. Here's Bear Vault B500 resistant food canister. I'm gonna open that one up. We're gonna look there. Hey, happy Halloween, Matthew. Thanks for coming in, man. Got another Coleman gas grill, Garmin. I'm guessing I'm probably not gonna get an account with Garmin. Alpine, let's see. Let me keep going here and see what I'm. Here's what I saw earlier. Okay, so this particular item here, it's got some great movement on the Keepa or on the history graph over the last 90 days. Okay, I'm not seeing Amazon anywhere on it. And if we go out to 180, still not seeing Amazon on it. The rank on it looks really good. Okay, if I can actually source it at Keystone pricing at 50%, it'd be looking around 29.97. The 30-day average price is 72.34. I'm going to open this one up here. 90-day average price is 85.07. The current price is 61.15. Adjusted price for shipping in would be 32.05. I would imagine this is fairly lightweight, excuse me, because it's a sleeping pad. And looks like there's about 14 sellers on it. That doesn't really scare me. Okay. Potential monthly profit of $1,200. It's got a great rank on it. So $17 profit. This looks like something that could be really interesting. So let's go take a look on Amazon at these. And with this one, some Napier Outdoors Sports. We've got 1 FBA offers, 12 FBM offers. So what I want to do here is when I'm looking at this, I want to see who the offers are from. So we've got Online Sports and Trends Auto. So this could be something that you could probably, you might be able to get an account with. All right, but we're gonna skip over this because it's huge. So for me, it's just not as sexy as something a little bit smaller. Okay, so this here, we've got a Bear Vault. We can see that who's selling it here. It's by Booney's Outpost. We've got 2 FBA offers. Let's see if any of these are the brand. We got Booney's Outpost and Amazon Warehouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Booney's Outpost and see if they are actually like the brand owner as well. Okay, so I'm going to look at their storefront. It looks like they may be the brand owner as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass over on this one. Okay. Now the big Agnes Air Mattress or sleeping pad, sorry, they've got insulated and uninsulated. So there's 2 different versions here. All right. We're gonna go with actually let's take a look at the variation viewer, see which one is, it looks like the insulated in the regular is the one that is going to be the best selling. Actually looks like the regular uninsulated. All right, so the regular uninsulated, this one is $41.95 plus $7.25 shipping. Looks like there's 3 FBA offers. There's 9 FBM offers. So this looks like something that might actually be great for a wholesale account. Okay, so now here's the part where it gets a little bit more difficult. Now we actually got to go find this. Okay, let's see here. John says, if you are aware of larger brands in a niche category, can't you filter them out in the filters? Yeah, if you wanted to, you could, if you didn't want to go after Hershey or Coleman or something like that, you could. The only reason I don't over filter those things is, I don't know, I might take a chance on seeing if I could get with a Coleman distributor. There is a chance, there's always a chance. So I'm willing to see more and take a few more minutes, because we're not necessarily looking for volume here. You don't need to go and you don't need to reach out to 50 people a day. We don't need to find 50 leads a day. Call 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably more than a lot of us are calling now, because I know that I don't call 5 a week. I don't call 2 a week, just because I get wrapped up in other things. But it's not hard to go in and actually take this information and apply it. It's just the fact that I don't do it. But like Hasbro, you can get an account with Hasbro. Most people will be like, oh, you can never get an account with Hasbro. There are ways to do it. So I don't want to necessarily take those big brands out, but you can. All right. So now that we've found a product that's interesting, okay, still at $49.20 is what the FBA offer is, and this one's a little bit smaller, probably a little lighter. So I would imagine that's going to be a little bit less expensive. Okay. And they probably got some other items here as well. Okay. So I'm going to go and actually look for these folks. All right. So Big Agnes, we're going to do something absolutely groundbreaking. We're going to go to the Google machine and we're just going to type in Big Agnes. And sure enough, it's the first one up there. So Big Agnes is the first one up here. We're going to click on it and we're going to see what we find, see if they have any kind of contact information. And I looked through their site a little bit earlier. This is more of a retail style site for them. You can see their gear, you can see Explore, you see they've got free shipping with a code up there at the top. And if we scroll down here, they've got apparel and fall backpacking. So this is much more a retail site. So if we scroll down to the bottom, well, we could sign up to their email list. We're going to open up their Facebook page and going to open up their Instagram. We've got their story, their social responsibility. Curious what ambassadors are. I'm curious what the pro purchase is. And then we've got request a catalog. Now, this is under customer service, so I'm going to guess that the request catalog is actually going to be a retail catalog. And peruse our latest catalog here. If you'd rather get a paper copy mailed, please fill out the form below. So yeah, this looks like an actual retail catalog for the user. Okay, so that's fine, no big deal. So there's not really a great way to reach out to these people. Okay, at least not a way for us to easily reach out to them. I'm sure they have a. Sure, we could just heck, I don't even see it. Contact us. Where is it? Warranty, find a store. Yeah, I don't even see a contact us button. So I don't see any email or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look a little bit further. We're going to look at their Facebook page. Actually, let's look at their Instagram here. 1,039 posts. When was this? This post was 10 hours ago. So they're pretty they're fairly active here. Okay. Their Facebook is active, it looks like. Well, maybe not. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So their Facebook is active. That's good. So you could send a message here or on Instagram and see what they say there. Okay. Their ambassadors. So this looks like they're actually looking for people to wear their clothing, things like that, influencers and so on. So that's not going to be for us. And their pro deals, pro purchase program, this is also going to be for professionals, employees, influencers, and things like that. So that's not what I'm looking for either. But what I did notice is I noticed down here that Big Agnes is in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Okay. So I'm actually going to copy this. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to hit search Google for Big Agnes Inc. in Steamboat Springs. And if we look here, we've got Big Agnes Global Headquarters and we've got an 800-877 phone number. Okay. So now we've got a phone number to call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down all this information. I'm going to write down their address. I'm going to write down their URL. I'm going to write down their phone number, and I'm going to reach out to them. Okay. So 10 minutes, we've got contact information for a brand that we could possibly talk to and work with. And that is as difficult as reverse wholesale sourcing is. So I want to see, what questions do you guys have? If you do this, or you have a virtual assistant do this, you should be able to come up with brands all day long. We could probably go through for another hour and probably find 5 or 6 more that seem interesting to us. And there are other ways that we could go out and find the information. If it didn't come up in this Google search, we could go out to LinkedIn. We could go out to the Better Business Bureau and see about finding things there. For example, maybe we don't get anywhere with a phone number. So if we go over to LinkedIn, and excuse my LinkedIn profile, it's from when I sold insurance and it hasn't been updated since. Let me sign in here. And it's got my very first email from when I was like 14. Not now. So over here on LinkedIn, it's going to try to get me to fill out all this stuff. Sorry, guys. I'm actually going to go in. I'm going to type in Big Agnes. Okay. Big Agnes Inc. And the reason I'm going to do this is, let's say that my phone number or my phone call doesn't get anywhere. All right. I'm going to go and check out all the employees on LinkedIn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see like who is in charge of what. We've got marketing manager. Here's a co-owner. I'll be completely honest with you. I would not, if like this was something I really wanted to go after and I was just hitting gatekeeper after gatekeeper, I would send Bill Gamber what you call chunky mail. Okay. Like an envelope that's like this size, but it's got something in it, something that makes it kind of weird feeling. Maybe it's just I don't know, some tchotchke, or, maybe your business card is a weird size or whatever. Take a little bit of time, and, if you don't get through and you really, really want it, send some physical mail, or send them a book, or, send them something with a note in it. Okay. A handwritten note. And you want to set yourself apart from everyone else trying to reach out to brand owners. You send them some chunky mail. Okay. So Sylvia is curious, what would I tell them? I would just be honest with them. Like, hey, listen, I'm an Amazon seller. I'm a professional Amazon seller. I can see that you guys have a presence. I would love to chat with you about becoming one of your customers and seeing how we could have a business relationship. And just, just be open, be honest, tell them what you want to do. If you come up with, if you get a no, just asking, be like, hey, you mind asking, or do you mind telling me, why, or what the issue is, or what has been your experience with Amazon sellers. Always try to learn, find out what their problems are, and then be their problem solver. It's just like dealing with people. I mean, we're dealing with people, we just want to be human, and let them know that we're there to help them. They want more sales, or they want more market share, and you work with them. That's what you want to do. Sasha Ma says, once you have a wholesale account, how do you feel about pre-orders and or new products? I would imagine that a lot of them are going to be great. I have a friend who does a lot of new products for his wholesale relationships, and they create the listings and take care of launching the products on Amazon. A lot of them are probably going to do well, and he's got relationships with big brands. Okay, so he will make sure to really take care of those folks and make sure that the listing is perfect and everything like that. But if it's not in your budget, if it's not in your budget to take a gamble on something, then don't. It just depends on what your risk tolerance is. If I had the opportunity to like take pre-orders on a product and I knew that it was going to be limited to the number of people that could get it, and I foresaw that it was going to do really well, I would totally take the risk. Why is it so hard to find and work with a brand? I don't think it is. I think that we make it harder than it needs to be, and we found a brand in a few minutes. I mean, I'm doing this kind of at a slower pace so that we can make sure that everybody follows along. But if I was doing this without anybody looking over my shoulder, if you will, I mean, we found a brand in 3 to 5 minutes by letting Tactical Arbitrage do most of the work. And we haven't even gone into what's called leaf sourcing outside of the reverse sourcing. Okay. If we scroll through here, we find a little bit more. We do some Google searching. I don't have to get out of my chair to find all this information, and then I can pick up the phone and call. Now, working with a brand, maybe that's a little bit more difficult. These people are getting tons of phone calls every day, and they're busy just like us. We got to remember that these people they're just like us. We're busy, we're tired. Maybe something's going wrong in the business. Maybe things are way too busy because it's fourth quarter. So we want to do what we can to make their life easier, because it really is about the relationship. So, and what I'll do is I'll touch on some leaf sourcing. Okay. So we found this big Agnes. I'm going to go ahead and close these down because that was a nice little one. There should be tons of others if we keep going through here, we should find plenty of others. There's gonna be a lot of Coleman in here and stuff like that, but let's talk a little bit about leaf sourcing. We found this product with Tactical Arbitrage, but we don't want to just stop there. Okay. If we scroll down, all right, and we can see these frequently bought together. Okay. So we got this Trekology, and we can see here with Trekology, Amazon hasn't been on that listing. And we can see here, there's another big Agnes product. Looks like Amazon's never been on that listing. So let's open up this Trekology. That looks interesting. And I'm not going to look at the sponsored products, but I am going to look at what other items customers buy after viewing this one. So we've got Outdoorsman Lab. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one up. And we've got this Ecotech Outdoors. And that's not pulling up any information. So I'm going to pull these up really quickly. Okay. And this Trekology, let's just see who it's sold by. Come on. Always takes forever when you're doing something live here. All right, Trekology, and save an extra 10%. Okay, so this one is actually sold by Trekology and fulfilled by Amazon. So this is a PL product. All right, so I'm gonna pass over on this one. This Outdoorsman. Let's check out Outdoorsman here. Outdoorsman Lab by Outdoorsman Lab. And who's selling? Okay, so this is another PL product that we're going to find a lot of these. All right, so Outdoorsman Lab, that's fine. Ecotech, just by the spelling of this, I'm going to guess it's a PL product as well. Ecotech, sold by Ecotech, sure enough. So no go there. However, let's just say that one of these was a winner. Okay, one of these was something that interests us enough to go look for the brand. Well, now we've turned one find into two or even three. Okay, and the reason I'm skipping over these sponsored product ones because a lot of these are probably also going to be private label products. What was? Oh, that was a Big Agnes product. So Big Agnes was the winner here, but you'll find other. What is a PL? PL product is a private label product. And what that is a person like you or myself is actually going out, finding a manufacturer from China or India or Costa Rica or any other country where they might be able to get a product, even in America, where they can get a product manufactured at a price where they can sell it at a profit, and then they are branding it, creating packaging, putting it together and selling it under their own brand on Amazon. Okay, it's kind of right now it's kind of the gold standard of, if you will, on Amazon. People start out with thrifting, and then they go to retail arbitrage, they go to online arbitrage, and then they step up to wholesale or private label and things like that. But private label is just one of the many ways to make money on Amazon. So any questions on this reverse wholesale sourcing, the leaf sourcing? It's not hard. People just don't spend the time to do it. And really, one of the best things you can do is if you can get a virtual assistant to understand this process, and say, okay, here's what I want. I want you to use TA. I want you to go and find these kinds of products, put them into a spreadsheet, or use something, like Vendrive, where you can keep track of everything, put in all the information that you find, and then you just call and try to get your foot in the door. What is the list above the keep address? Oh, that's no problem. So this is this here is Rev-Seller, okay? And with Rev-Seller comes Rev-Seller's variation viewer, and this just shows you over the since December the 2nd of 2008, shows you the verified purchase reviews, and we can see that this regular size 20 by 72 uninsulated has 6 reviews, and the regular insulated has 5 reviews. So most likely these two would be the top selling. I don't know if Rev-Seller works with in Canada or not. That's a good question. Let's find out. Is it available in the UK? So Rev-Seller currently is available for use on the Amazon.com marketplace. So it does not currently work for the UK, Canada, or anywhere else. So no, it's only in the US. But this is a great extension. If you want to get Rev-Seller, you can use code PRO20. You use the code PRO20 to get $20 off the first year. Do you have to have Storefront Stalker Pro to do this? Can you just have Tactical Arbitrage? So the thing with wholesale is it doesn't. I mean, you could. Okay, there are other ways you could do this. It's not going to be as good. So if we go to the wholesale search, we could do things like keywords. Okay. So if you want to do one particular brand at a time, but see, the whole thing for me is I want to do multiple brands because I want to see a bunch of things. So I need to import a manifest of ASINS. I'm not looking at a wholesale site right now. I could go after sellers. I could look at large sellers and find out what kind of products they're wholesaling, but then I need to know the sellers ahead of time. That was another thing we didn't talk about. If you find a product that looks like it's being wholesaled by other people, you can then go and reverse search their stores. You could do a keyword search like you do camping and hike or camping, and you can do this keyword search with that. But the thing about Storefront Stalker Pro is you can actually go in and we can get really granular and say that I want the products in camping and hiking with that are $20 and more, that are 3 stars and above, and then I can go and grab those ASINs, put them together, and now I've got 40, 50, 60,000 ASINs that I can let Tactical Arbitrage go through based on my filters, and it's pulling back these items. Then all I've got to do is say, okay, well, I'm going to scroll past the ones where Amazon has been on them. And once I do that, then I'm going to start looking and seeing if it's a product that I actually want to sell. Oh, any chance I could put a standard operating procedure for wholesale reverse search? Sorry, I know it's more work. Sure, I could do that, and so what I'll do is next week, I will put together like an SOP, a standard operating procedure for wholesale reverse search. And I'm going to put it in the description of this video. And for anybody who wants it, it'll be in the description, but it's going to cost you an email address since I'm going to do the work. So I will do SOP for wholesale reverse search. All right. Okay, before we move on to the next thing, I do want to remind everybody we do have giveaways, and we've got 80 people so far. So I'm going to drop this again, drop the link again where you can drop your name in. Drop that here, and we're giving away a few things. Make sure to drop your name in there, and we'll get to that here in a second. Let's see. While Ronald says, and of course, if you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments, and we'll go over those as well. Ronald says, while doing OA/RA, do you avoid listing items when the manufacturer is the seller also? Sometimes. So it just depends. So for example, there's a makeup company, and I used to sell a ton of their makeup, and then they started selling all of their products on Amazon themselves. Now, if I'm going out and doing RA, I can actually find these products at a really great price on clearance at Target very, very often. Okay. The brand, like this particular brand, I've only seen it at Target, on their website, and on Amazon. And the brand is one of the people who sell it. So this particular brand, when I find it at Target cheap enough, I will sell it, and I've never had an IP complaint. However, if you come up against, you know, as seen on as seen, or what's the name of that brand? Shoot, Bulbhead. If Bulbhead is the seller, then I'm not going to sell against them because I know that they're IP crazy. Okay, so it depends. Is there a particular amount of money that resellers should shoot for before they start wholesale? I mean, you probably need 2,000 or 3,000 to really do some wholesale. You know, there's a really big misconception, and I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's on you know, if other YouTubers, or I don't know if it's just like a self-limiting belief, but you know, it's not always that you've got to spend, you know, $5,000-$10,000 with a wholesaler. There are a lot of wholesalers that will ship you, you know, 20, 30, 50 units, or brand owners. You know, you gotta talk to them, and then it really does need to be this relationship, and you can say, hey, listen, I'm a smaller seller, but here's why that's a good thing. I'm going to be more high touch. You know, if you come across a listing, like this is a good listing, you know, it's not ugly. It's got good pictures. It's got, you know, everything looks pretty good. It's got variations. But if you come across a listing that's ugly as sin, then you can say, hey, you know, this is, this is what I can do. I can be helpful. I can help your listing. I can fix things. I'm going to be more high touch. I'm going to be, you know, here's my cell phone. You can text me. There's all kinds of ways that you can set yourself apart where money doesn't have to be the issue. Just use your strengths. And if your strengths are not the depth of your pocketbook, they could be the depth of your knowledge or your winning personality or whatever it is. Let's see. So just to make sure, the reverse search find me the product. Let's see. In Amazon, and then so the reverse search is to really separate the wheat from the chaff when it comes to products that are interesting to you. And then you and Google need to be getting real cozy, so that you can go out and find the brand owner or a distributor. How can you tell if a product is private label? So the best way, oops, click the wrong button. There's a couple of ways. One, let's scroll down here. Let's open this product back up here. One of the things you're going to see on this kind of product is you're going to see that it's sold by Trekology. The brand name is Trekology, okay, and it's fulfilled by Amazon. A lot of times you're going to see like these. It looks like they have really put together a good listing. Okay, they've got a full title. Okay, they've got a lot of keywords in the title. You can see that they've spent a little bit of time or money on their actual images. Okay, but the biggest thing is that the brand sells the product. Now that's not always going to be the case. But we can see that there's one FBA seller. And if we scroll down to the Keepa chart, we can see that there's always been one FBA seller. And if I were logged in, oh, actually, it looks like I can sell this. So they have not, they're not fully protected their brand. So like, let's say I could find this at Walmart for $5. I could sell this, but they're probably going to give me a problem, okay, because Trekology is the one that's selling it. So that's the easiest way to figure that out. Would I recommend to compete with one seller? If there's only one seller on the listing, and let's say that this particular item is sold by PharmaPacks and fulfilled by Amazon, and I go back, and it's sold by PharmaPacks. Maybe there's one seller right now, and there's two sellers before. Yeah, I don't have a problem selling that kind of stuff, but I'm gonna stay away from this kind of product because I know that it's it's another me out there trying to make their way into private label in the world. Let's see here. Finish that one up. What if a product turns up a company in China or on Alibaba? Is it safe? I've been told to stay with USA wholesalers. Um, the folks on Alibaba, they're not wholesalers. They're typically going to be like representatives for manufacturers. So, and I'm looking for branded products. So if I am coming across that big Agnes product that we talked about, or I'm coming across, let's say I'm coming across a Hershey product, and when I go out and do Google for this particular product, Alibaba's coming up, I'm gonna stay away from them. I want to deal with someone, unless they're located in China. Like let's say Samsung, for example. Samsung is, it's a Chinese company. So if I could actually get my foot in the door with them, I know that I might be dealing with someone in China. Okay. And them, I am going to need, a couple $100,000 to buy enough product. But most of these businesses, this Big Agnes or Columbia or, whatever other brands, they're likely going to have some sort of office in the US, even if their products are manufactured in China or another country. You don't want to go and try to buy, like, you might be able to find this exact picture on Alibaba, and you don't want to go buy that product because it's not the right thing to do. Hey Chris, what happens when I max out the number of data under the view for reverse search, the blue circle thing on the dashboard? Will it continue to save data that's running? So yes, and what he's talking about here is on the dashboard. You can see right now there's 2,268. This one goes up to 100,000. If you max this out, yes, it will continue to save. You just won't be able to see it. So if you use your on-page filters, or if you delete some items, then those should come through. All right. Now, I had some questions, or I had a question earlier before we got live, and it was what extensions would I suggest? So the extensions that I would suggest are going to be this count stock extension. And this is absolutely free. I actually saw this, I think I saw it from Tiffany, Eat Sleep Amazon. But this goes and actually shows you how many someone has in stock. Okay. And it's absolutely free. It's either Google Count Stock or OS add-on. You'll find it doesn't cost a penny. Okay, so that's one I like to have around. You need to get the Keepa extension. Okay, if you want to be serious about this business, pay the $15 or $17 a month or whatever it is. It's worth every single penny to be able to get the data from Keepa. I know a lot of people like to look at the history charts inside of Tactical Arbitrage, and those are great. But I come from a time before sourcing softwares are around, and I am just used to looking at Keepa data on an actual product detail page. So it's worth every single penny and more. Although if the Keepa guys do happen to see this, please do not raise the price. I think that your price point is perfect. So Keepa is another one. Reseller is absolutely fantastic. I enjoy Reseller a lot. I've never used Helium 10, so I don't know. I've only heard good things. And the guy behind it, Manny, is apparently a really good guy. I've met him once or twice, but I don't know enough about it to say, hey, go out and get Helium 10. I probably should do a real deep dive into Helium 10 and figure out all the ins and outs. But I would take anything they have for free and use it. And if you really like it, pay for it, because I've only heard good things. So Reseller, Storefront Stalker Pro is something that I think is an absolute must if you're using Tactical Arbitrage. It's $149 for a lifetime license. You can use code DROP25 and save 25 bucks, and it's absolutely will pay for itself. You need to get the Hummingbird extension. You need to get the Tactical Arbitrage Restrictions Detective. You should have IP Alert at getipalert.com. Yes, that is on my to-do list, Ronald. I did promise a Reseller video that goes really in depth. I will get that done as well soon. I am way behind on content. Anyway, IP Alert I would suggest getting, and Rev ROI is a good one if you're doing online arbitrage. And let's see if there's anything else here. I've got several others, but nothing that I absolutely think you have to have. This DS add-on is kind of nice. I do pay for it, or this DS Amazon Quick View. I paid for it. I think it was 20 bucks. But the free version is fine. So yeah, I'm pretty light on the number of extensions that I have. I don't have 30 of them. I know some people who have like 30 extensions, but I'm good with like 5 or 6, and that's all I really need. Most of them are paid. 1 or 2 of them are free. The extension for online arbitrage, Rev ROI. It's one of mine. You just Google Rev ROI and go to Gumroad, and I don't know, use code. There's a bunch of codes out there. Code REZY or full-time FBA, you get it for free. Silex Synergy. I've got a couple of videos on Tactical Bucket right on my channel. You can check those out. I've got several of them there. How much is all this software going to run us per month? The only thing I pay monthly for is Keepa. Keepa is like $17 US. Reseller cost me like $97 a year. Storefront Stalker Pro was $149 one time. The Hummingbird extension and Tactical Arbitrage Restrictions Detective come with your Tactical Arbitrage account. The DS Amazon Quick View was like one time 20 bucks. So it's not a ton. But again, like, so here's the thing. Like, I get that question a lot, and I'm not calling you out, James, but like, I'll be like, oh, this business is so expensive. I'm paying, I'm paying $200 a month. But here's the thing. It's a business. Like, if we wanted to start any other type of business, if I wanted to start, a pizza shop, I've got to go out and I've got to rent a place. So I've got, $3 to $5 grand in rent every single month. I've got to get a pizza oven. I've got to get tables and chairs, and I've got to get silverware, and I've got to, lease a soda fountain, and I probably have to build out my suite because it's not going to be built for a pizza place. So now I've got contractors expenses. So like selling on Amazon is cheap. You know, like we want to think about it like a business, and the startup cost compared to most other businesses is cheap. And you don't have to have all these things right away. Like don't buy Storefront Stalker Pro. You know, if you don't have the coin, don't buy DS Amazon, don't buy Rev You can figure this out without that stuff. This stuff just makes you more efficient, gets things done faster, and it'll make you money eventually. But if you need to save your capital for inventory, please, by all means, buy inventory first and then invest into tools. Okay. You know, I practice what I preach. I buy stuff. I test out lead lists. I buy the software. There's for every piece of extension and software you see up here, there's probably 5 others that I've used and done away with. You know, and I just bought a course the other day, an Amazon course, you know, because I want to learn from people who've put it together uh, and and try to expand my own knowledge. So like I do practice what I preach. David says BBP or BuyBot Pro. I haven't used it lately. I need to get back in there and use it. You know, I liked it when I tried it out the first time, and then I was kind of like, well, you know, get rid of this. But I need to get back in there and test it out again because I know they made some upgrades to it. Let's see. All right, so let's get to everybody's favorite part. I'm pretty sure I've answered all the questions. Let's see. Just getting started, so I need an idea how much. If you're going to get tactical arbitrage, there's several options, and I don't know what they run now, but there's several different options. You can even pay by the week with tactical arbitrage. So, like let's say for example that you're like, you know what, I'm going to source hot and heavy for a week um, on tactical arbitrage, and I'm going to spend my money, and then I'm going to quit for like 2 weeks so I can get my product sold, and then I'm going to come back. Like it'll end up costing you a little bit more in the long run, because you know you're not getting a discount for paying a whole month, but it's going to cost you like 25 bucks or whatever, or 30 bucks for the week. You go out, make 100, make 200 bucks, and then come back and do it again. Um, or it's like, or just get the online arbitrage. Like don't ever get more than you need until you're absolutely ready. Like I don't do any private label. That's one of the reasons I haven't really dug into Helium 10. It's really a private label focused software, and I don't know. I'm not sure if private label interests me. Alton says, do you personally try to avoid listing items that have a suppressed buy box? No, I don't. I don't intentionally avoid products with suppressed buy boxes, but what I do, I don't lie to myself. I understand that if the buy box has recently become suppressed, the velocity is going to slow down, and the price is probably going to end up coming down a bit because people are going to try to get that buy box back. But if the velocity is there, here's a great example. Monopoly Socialism. I don't know if I haven't looked at it in a long time, but Monopoly Socialism, I was able to get my hands on like 5 or 10 of them, and sold through them. And the buy box was, hey Tiffany, I just said some good things about you. So why is it not showing up? Well, anyway, so the Monopoly Socialism game, it had a suppressed buy box the entire time, but I sold it no problem, as high as I could, which I think the highest I could get without Amazon putting it into my stranded inventory was like 100 or 115 bucks or something, and then at 120 they'd be like, hey, this is too high, we're going to strand it, and you're not going to be able to sell it at all. So it was a tough little game to play there for a little bit. But no, suppressed buy box don't scare me. I just want to look at the velocity for them. Do you do PPC ads in search results on product detail pages or both? Because I am like 99% arbitrage right now, I just do some cheap PPC ads and I just let it go all automatically. If I had a long-term wholesale account where like I was gonna do their PPC for them, I would probably figure out a little bit more about what's better and what keywords I should go after and so much or and so on and so forth. How can you tell if the buy box is suppressed? That is a great question. So there's a couple of ways, okay? And I'm trying to think of a product that has a suppressed buy box. I don't know any right off the top of my head. Oh, here we go. Monopoly for Millennials. This has no buy box. So what you're going to see is you're going to see that there is no buy box over here. It says see all buying options. And when you click on that, it will take you to the page with all of the sellers. Okay. So that is a suppressed buy box. Now, the way that you can tell on a keep a graph, if you have the paid version, is you're going to see all of these pink boxes, these pink triangles, and this means that there was a buy box. And then Amazon, in its infinite wisdom, decided to suppress the buy box, even though the price went down. So the price is at $29.96. They suppress the buy box, and then the price starts coming down, and we can see that the rank starts climbing a little bit. Okay, not a ton because it's still really popular, but that's what happened. So that's how you tell. Is there an Amazon filter feature on TA or maybe a Chrome extension to not show items already in our inventory in the search results? That's already built into TA, or it should be. So if you're not seeing that, like it should say, if you actually look through your logs, you'll see skipped already got that product, and that means that it's already saved in one of your folders. But if you're having like the exact same ASIN come up in the view data page along with the same source site, and it's already saved, then you should let support know. We can take a look at that. What do I mean by a suppressed buy box? Okay, so let's look at this here. I'll open that in a new tab. Typically, a product on Amazon has what we call a buy box. And if we look at this tic-tac-toe product, the buy box is over here on the right-hand side. We see the price. We see that it's in stock. We see who it's sold by, this Briz. It's fulfilled by Amazon. And all I've got to do is click add to cart or buy now, and I can buy this product instantly. Okay, this is a buy box. When a buy box is suppressed, we can see that there is no price over here. There is no buy button. I can't add this to cart. I can't hit buy it now. I've got to click see all buying options. And then I've actually got to choose what seller I want to buy it from. So we can see a bunch of these have the Prime badge, and those are all great. And then I actually have to add it to the cart here. So this is what a suppressed buy box is. Just means that it's not there. Let's see, have you used TA and found price mistakes? Yeah, price mistakes will happen. It's typically could be because it's in the cache and it wasn't updated. Could be because maybe a site's broken or the Amazon API is not throwing the right information. So like if you're finding a price mistake, the first thing you should do is refresh the listing and view data. And if it's still broken, send that into the support desk so we can send it up the line. When Amazon suppresses the buy box, is there anything you can do to change that? You can lower your price. That seems to be about the only thing. It seems that Amazon is suppressing more and more buy boxes lately because they're going out and they're checking for competitiveness more and more, it seems. So like I had a product, I had a product that I was buying for $2 and it sells for $8, and it'd been that way for a year, and something we buy every single month over and over again. And then I noticed I wasn't getting sales every single day. Well, sure enough, Amazon went out and found that the product is cheaper elsewhere, so they suppressed the buy box, most likely in the hopes that sellers would bring the price down. Now, this product is like $2.30 everywhere else, so bringing it down to that price, that's impossible. Even if I was getting it for free, I'd still end up paying Amazon because I make like $1.20 on the product. So it just happens. You could try to lower your price, but it's not the end of the world. A suppressed buy box may slow the velocity down, but as long as you're competitive, you should still sell through. Let's see here. When trying to create a scratch listing, what's the best and fastest way to check there's not another listing already created? Search Amazon with the keywords. So if I were to go out and buy this this Monopoly for Millennials, we can see that there's two listings. There's this Hasbro Gaming Monopoly for Millennials board game, and then there's this Monopoly for Millennials board game. This one is priced a little bit higher. For some reason, it looks like it may have a buy box. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it does not have. Oh, it does. So this one has a buy box at $31.98 because there is no rhyme or reason. But these are the same listings. Okay, the exact same listings. Monopoly for Millennials, Hasbro Gaming. If we go back, so yeah, just keywords. That's all you can really do. And yeah, these are exactly the same. Just look for the keywords. Make sure there's not a listing that's already created. Chris, did you get a chance to make the video you mentioned last week about the question, how can I add an ASIN into TA for out of stock reverse search auto updates? I have not made that video. Her and I were actually emailing back and forth today. I needed an example, to be fair, to be honest, just because I didn't have one handy. So as soon as I have that, I'm going to make the video, and I'll probably just post it in the TA Facebook group. I just want to be sure about this. Keepa doesn't find no match found results like TA does. No, Keepa doesn't do that. All right. Okay. How do we know under which one to okay, so when there's multiple like this, how do we know under which one to list? Sometimes Amazon would send a warning that we created a listing that we shouldn't have, but I was listing under one that was already created. That's going to happen sometimes. Like, so there's no way. I mean, you could look at Keepa to see like this one's been available for 345 days, and this Hasbro for Millennials here has been available for, come on, 228 days. So technically the right one to list on would be this cheaper one. It has a better ranking, but it has no buy box. So I'm going to be completely honest. If I were going to go out and buy Monopoly for Millennials, and let's say that I know I can get it for $19.99, so it's not profitable at $29.99, probably break even at $31.98. But if I could go buy this, say on clearance for like $9.99 or whatever, I would probably list it on this higher ranked one. But I would realize that Amazon could merge these at any time. They could just close out this listing at any time. They do whatever they wanted because it's their catalog. So now you're not supposed to create another listing, but there's not really a way to know that you can't which product to list on. Is it worth it looking at the creation date or list under the suppressed? Yeah, like I said, I would probably list on this one that's not suppressed. If I saw both of them, I'd probably actually list on the higher ranked one. I've heard that there's a competitor tactic whereby they will buy your product and almost immediately cancel the order. This goes on multiple times a day, even per hour. Will any of our metrics be adversely affected, or will Amazon boot our buy box because of the numerous cancellations? I don't know. I don't worry about that kind of stuff. I've been selling for a fairly long time. And like, has that happened maybe once or twice? But it's not something like it's happening more often in the private label space. You know, people are trying to dick each other over and being jerks. But in the arbitrage space, like the biggest thing that we have to worry about is people tanking prices, you know, or getting a suppressed buy box, or, you know, selling an inauthentic product with a really like a thrift store receipt. So yeah, anything else you hear, like people are going to try to screw you over, they're going to try to hurt your store, like it's all urban legend. They're like, I don't have time to, like, there have been sellers that piss me off, but I don't have time to try to go out and ruin somebody's life. And what happens if I get caught? Yeah, it's not worth it. Try OS add-on, David, that count stock. Try OS add-on. That's the one that I heard about from Tiffany. And if you can't find it, shoot me a message and I'll get you a link for it. Actually, you know what? Let's see here. Where's it at? I'll just drop the link in the chat. How about that? If you want that free OS add-on, the count stock thing, it's right there. I'll drop that in the chat here as well. Do you have to list an existing product on someone else's list, or can you create? No, so if a product already exists on Amazon, so this monopoly for millennials, okay, it is against Amazon terms of service to go out and create another monopoly for millennials, because you're clogging up the catalog. Like, there's already 2 monopoly for millennials board game listings, okay? Excuse me. And if we looked hard enough, we could probably find like 3 to 5 more really crappy monopoly for millennial listings, okay? Or like a monopoly for millennials plus a bag of candy or something really stupid, okay? So the whole thing is to not clog up the catalog. So you need to list against products that are already listed, or you need to create something unique to the catalog. So like if you were going to take, let's say you're going to take Monopoly for millennials, and let's say they had Monopoly for Gen X or Gen Y, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to take millennials, Gen X, and Gen Y, and now we've got this Monopoly for millennials, Gen X, Gen Y decades bundle. That would be okay, because it is useful to the catalog and it's new, not on Amazon already. Okay. Sorry guys, I don't smoke pot anymore, but I've got cotton mouth, something crazy. You've mentioned on a previous webinar that for keyword search and or listing optimization, you recommend using merchant words. Have you tried Helium 10? I have not tried Helium 10. I've only heard good things about Helium 10, and I've used merchant words in the past, and you know, the George behind merchant words is a great guy, and you can get the product for $7 a month. So haven't been able to get Rev ROI to work. It just displays a blank page. Any tips? Might have to look at your account, because Rev ROI, oops, let's see. Rev ROI has been working for me okay. If I can, come on, open up. There we go. Yeah, Rev ROI works okay for me. So I'm not sure what might be going on. Maybe uninstall and reinstall. I haven't smoked pot since I was a kid. Oh yeah, maybe you have an ad blocker extension for the Rev. Maybe if you're using an ad blocker, that could be giving you an issue there. I'm not sure. All right, so I think we've got through all the questions. We're coming up on 2 hours. Let's give some stuff away. Okay, we've got 97 folks on here. Last week, a lot of the people did not reach out to me after I called their name, so I hope everyone's here. Let me go ahead and grab all these names. I'm going to turn this off so nobody else can pop their names in. And let's do this here. All right. Let's go in and grab the wheel of names. And I'll tell you what, we'll do poly bags first. Poly bags are from Jonathan and his family over at iLoveSupplies. They really are the Cadillac of poly bags. Why this is loading here. I've got the Mac wheel of death on Google Chrome. That's no good. Oh, Greg, thanks, man. I appreciate that. There we go. Okay, let me pop these names in. Come on. All right, so we've got all 97 names here. They don't all show up on the wheel, but they all do. I don't know how it works. It's magic. Sorry, kind soldier at Gmail. Yeah, you popped in your email instead of your name there, so everyone gets to see it. You just have to put in your name, no email address. Poly bags are from the good folks at iLoveSupplies.com. I really do actually like them. We actually do use them when we do our own prep. So we're going to be able to give away 3 100 what are they called? I mean, you get like 3 different sizes and end up getting 100 bags absolutely free. And the first winner is Obu W. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name. That's for the poly bags. Reach out to me via email at chris@cleartheshelf.com and I will get to you tomorrow. Okay. The second winner, I just noticed somebody put in their name as AA Ron, and whoever did that, thank you, because that's hilarious. Let's see, Claire Wang, if you will reach out to me via email as well. It's just Chris at your Aaron is AA Ron. Dude, I love that skit. It is absolutely one of the best skits that those guys put on. Claire Wang, if you'll reach out to me via email, I will get you poly bags as well. Jonathan will get you poly bags, but I will pass along your information. Let's see here. Sandra C, you are the third winner of the poly bag. Sandra C, shoot me an email. I will get you taken care of as well. Next, let's do IP alert. I've got 2 IP alerts to give away tonight. Let's see who gets those. Nigel J, you won a copy of IP alert. So shoot me an email. I'll get you taken care of. And the second winner of IP alert is Rachel Bernstein. I hope Bernstein or Bernstein. I'm not sure how you prefer it, but Rachel, if you will reach out to me as well at chris@cleartheshelf.com, I will get you set up with a copy of IP alert as well. Now I've also 2 Tactical Arbitrage shirts. I'm going to do 2 TA shirts. Let's see who the first winner is. Victoria D. Victoria D, if you will shoot me an email, I need your address as well as the size and color that you would like of a Tactical Arbitrage shirt. I will make sure to start wearing my TA shirts again next week because they are handsome. And the next winner of the TA shirt is Helen S. Helen S. If you'll reach out to me, I will get you a shirt as well. And now for the big winner. The big winner is a spot inside of TA Academy, Tactical Arbitrage Academy. So let's see who wins Tactical Arbitrage Academy. No TA sweatshirts currently, although that would be a good idea. Liz Y. Liz Y, you won Tactical Arbitrage Academy. That is lifetime, of course. So Liz Y, if you want to reach out to me at chris@cleartheshelf.com, I will get you taken care of. Frank, sorry, man. Maybe I will give away another one next week. I will say before you guys leave, please do me a huge favor and gently murder that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It greatly helps me out and gets these videos seen a little bit more. Thank you so much for being here. Next week, we are going to be talking about replens and finding replens with Tactical Arbitrage and growing a replen business. So I will see you guys next week. Have a great one, and I'll see you around the Facebook.